The stage lights were blinding, but the boy standing under them wasn't thinking about that. He was thinking about the nights he used to sing under a bridge, his voice echoing through the empty streets, hoping someone, anyone, would listen. His name was Liam. 14 years old, wearing shoes that didn't match, a shirt 2 sizes too big, and a heart full of songs that kept him going when the world didn't. When the host called his name, the audience clapped politely. No one knew his story yet. No one knew that the trembling boy holding the microphone had slept behind a train station just the night before. To them, he was just another contestant, one more voice among thousands. But to Liam, this was the one chance he had to be heard, to be seen, not as a poor boy, but as a dreamer with something beautiful to give. The judges smiled kindly, but he could feel their quiet doubts. He had no fancy outfit, no backing track, no family in the audience. Just himself. One of them asked gently, "What are you going to sing for us today?" Liam swallowed hard. "With or without you," he whispered. The crowd fell silent. It was a song most people had heard before, but no one had ever heard it from someone like him. The first note was shaky. His voice cracked, but he didn't stop. He closed his eyes, remembering his mother's face before she got sick, remembering the promise he made to her that he would never stop singing. He sang from the depths of that memory, and with every word, something in the room changed. His voice grew stronger, trembling not from fear, but from emotion that came pouring out of him like a confession. People in the audience started wiping tears from their eyes. The judges leaned forward, silent, listening. It wasn't just a song anymore, it was a cry for hope, a story of survival woven into melody. The pain in his voice carried the weight of sleeping cold, of hunger, of being invisible. But it also carried something else, courage. Halfway through the song, he opened his eyes, and for the first time, he saw the audience not as strangers, but as people who finally saw him. He smiled faintly through his tears and sang louder. The power in his voice filled the hall like light breaking through storm clouds. When the final note faded, there was no sound, just a thick, emotional silence before the room exploded into applause. One of the judges stood up, her hand over her heart. "That," she said, her voice trembling, "wasn't just a performance. That was a piece of your soul." Another judge pressed the golden buzzer without hesitation. Golden confetti rained down over Liam as he stood there in shock, tears streaking down his cheeks. He didn't even know what the golden buzzer meant at first, he only knew that, for the first time in his life, people were cheering for him. Backstage, the host found him crying softly, clutching the microphone like it was something sacred. "You did it, Liam," he said. "You touched them." Liam nodded, still unable to speak. He didn't do it for fame or money, he did it because he needed to prove that even someone like him, who had nothing, could give the world something that mattered. After the show aired, Liam's story spread like wildfire. Millions watched his audition online, replaying his raw, trembling voice and the honesty that came with it. People from around the world sent messages, offering help, offering love, offering hope. One of them was a local music teacher who had once passed him on the street without noticing him. Now, she reached out and offered to mentor him, to give him a real home and a future. But Liam didn't let success change him. He still went back to the streets sometimes, not to live there, but to sing for those who were still lost in the noise of the city, the way he once was. He said it reminded him of where he came from and why he sang in the first place. His story became more than just a viral moment. It became a reminder that talent doesn't belong to privilege, and that sometimes the purest voices come from the darkest places. Liam's voice carried the message that even when you have nothing, love and music can still fill your heart with something greater. In the end, his performance wasn't just about a poor boy singing a famous song. It was about resilience, about finding light in the shadows, and about never giving up on yourself even when the world has. And every time someone listens to that old recording of Liam singing With or Without You, they don't just hear a boy's voice, they hear a story of hope that refuses to fade.